supply route through Pakistan had been closed by Pakistan's parliament, and the parliamentary process that will make a decision about its future is on its way to be completed. Secretary Hague and I also agreed to meet every 6 months to review progress made on various strands of bilateral cooperation and to further cement our unbreakable bond of friendship and cooperation. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much. Now we're going to have 4 questions, and Carl will pick them out.
Adrian Croft from Reuters. A question for each of you, if I may. First of all, for the Foreign Minister of Pakistan. Will you be meeting US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on the sidelines of the Somalia conference on Thursday to discuss US-Pakistani relations, and what do you expect to result from those talks? And secondly, for the Foreign Secretary, the Iranian Foreign Minister is quoting today saying he expects a venue for talks with the E3+3 to be decided by this weekend. Do you agree that that is a likely prospect?
Okay. Yes, I would be looking forward to meet Secretary Clinton on the sidelines of the Somalia meeting. And as I just mentioned in the context of the NATO supply routes, that Pakistani Parliament currently is looking at terms of re-engagement with the United States. We all know that this was a series of events which were seen to be crossing the red lines, which were pre-established, clearly articulated by Pakistan in its partnership with the United States and our NATO partners, which were crossed repeatedly. We hope that for the goals that we share, the shared goals and objectives in the region, that of peace and stability within the region, within Afghanistan, Pakistan and the United States will be able to foster their ties. However, there are certain preconditions for that. And the preconditions are that of pursuing what is considered to be in the mutual interest and pursuing a track which is predictable, which is transparent, and which is sustainable. I think sustainability from this relationship has been missing because of the fact that most of the time this relationship has peaked has been in dictatorial times, where a different type of relationship has been pursued in the dark of night and a different type in daylight. And we hope to be able to combine the two and bring this relationship credibility by the people of Pakistan. So what we are trying to do in government in Pakistan is to expand the scope of this relationship by giving it parliamentary ownership. So we must not be interpreted for it to be an effort to contract the scope of this relationship, but indeed to expand it.
Thank you. And on the question about talks with Iran, well, I mentioned in the House of Commons last night that a response has been received from Mr. Jalili to Baroness Ashton, the EU High Representative, who chairs the efforts of the E3+3 nations to negotiate with Iran over their nuclear program. She wrote to Iran on the 21st of October. It has taken some time for a reply to be received. The reply has been received, and we are studying that letter with our American, Russian, Chinese, French, and German colleagues, the nations that make up the E3+3, to assess whether it amounts to a serious effort at negotiation. We hope that it does. What will be important is that Iran approaches such negotiations in a different spirit from previous efforts at negotiations. So we very much hope that is the spirit. We've not yet agreed a venue for talks, but that, of course, would be one of the first steps. So we are working on this. I don't have any additional news on it other than what I've just said. Next question.
GeoTV and Young Group of Newspapers. My question is to both of you, that are the two countries on the same page when it comes to holding negotiations with the Taliban in Afghanistan? And in terms of the dialogue that you have held, did you also discuss the strained relations between America and Pakistan? And is the UK playing any role in terms of easing these strained relationships? Thank you.
Well, we have discussed relations between the US and Pakistan, although that is, of course, predominantly a matter for the US and Pakistan, and the Minister has just set out her approach to that. Of course, as a country that is a great friend of Pakistan and the closest ally of the United States, we want good relations. between the United States and Pakistan. But I think the United States and Pakistan are well able to conduct such good relations themselves. And I look forward to the work of the Foreign Minister this week in that regard. With regard to the Taliban, well, I think our position is well known. We support political reconciliation in Afghanistan alongside the making sure that there is a viable state and good security on the ground in Afghanistan. Reconciliation is important as well. We've discussed that whole subject and our desire to see a wider reconciliation in the region that helps to secure the interests and security of Pakistan as well as of Afghanistan. So I think we very much share the same objective on that.
Absolutely. I think we more than share the same objectives, and I think we have articulated from Pakistan's side that we would be supportive of a reconciliation process, but it would have to be Afghan-led, Afghan-owned, Afghan-driven from the front. And once that happens, I think a lot of forces can come together to be able to support that, and hopefully we would see better times in Afghanistan. As far, so that's, I think we share more, we're of the same viewpoint with the UK on that, clearly. And I also want to mention, as I said in the meeting, and Foreign Secretary asked me to say it publicly, and I will, that we think that the UK has done exceedingly well in being a reliable, trustworthy partner to Pakistan. And this is because of the fact that our relationship has been very predictable. And this relationship has been one in which we have felt that our requirements, our complex situation in the region has been well understood, and the approach has been that of mutual interest and of understanding. And this is reflected in more than one ways. This is reflected in what I referred in my opening remarks, in the fact that when we talk about preferential market access rather than aid, the UK decides to continue on the assistance part, but also work very hard on trying to get Pakistan preferential market access. So in the UK, we have a strong partner, and strategically also within the context of regional peace and stability from the region that I come from, I think the UK and Pakistan have been typically on the same page. And this is to do also with the process of reconciliation and search for peace within Afghanistan also.
Okay, two more questions. Carl?
Yes, good afternoon. Question to both of you. You mentioned the crucial relationship on terrorism and counter-terrorism. Given that this is an Olympic year in this country and all the concerns that brings, were there any particular developments on that you were able to discuss? And also, notwithstanding the strains between Pakistan and the United States, are you both happy with the intelligence sharing relationship on that between you?
Well, our cooperation on terrorism continues. As I said in my opening remarks, we certainly discussed that today. And of course, it will continue through, it continues at all times. It will continue through this Olympic year for us. But it will be taken forward in any case. It's very important to the security of both countries. We in the United Kingdom have suffered terrorist attacks, as is well known. The people of Pakistan have suffered more than any other country from terrorist attacks, with the loss of about 30,000 lives. And so I think there is a very strong respect for each other, for the experiences of the people of our countries, and that cooperation will continue. I don't comment on intelligence matters, as you know, so I'm not going to expand in that area.
I can just safely say that I think our intelligence agencies have very strong ties, and intelligence sharing is continuing with each other. And from what I hear, there is a great deal of satisfaction to the extent of the intelligence sharing.
Last question. like to go first?
Yes,
on
I
the
think I'll
energy?
give you time to think. Okay, on energy, clearly, I mean, we did have, as you know, there are 5 strands of this discussion, of this dialogue, and 2 of them are economic and development, and then trade and investment. So in the economic and development, it is a well-known fact that energy constraints in Pakistan, particularly on electricity, on gas, are constraining the full potential of the industrial growth of Pakistan, not only constraining the full potential, but also coming in the way of existing jobs and opportunities. But I think Pakistan, the time has passed for Pakistan to be looking for solutions from elsewhere. Pakistan has to internally search for solutions. As you know, there are multiple projects that we are pursuing in terms of being able to get various sources of energy into the country. Some of them are regional projects, some of them are internal to Pakistan, and we will continue to pursue them. When it comes to technical assistance, we are of course open to pursue that track with any country, but I think the days are gone when we should be looking at our friends to be coming and solving the problems for us. I think we have to look inwards and solve these problems ourselves.
The issue of drone strikes is a matter for the United States and Pakistan, and as I indicated earlier on the wider question about US-Pakistan relations, these 2 countries are well able to conduct their relations themselves. It's important, of course, that what is done to combat terrorism is as effective as possible. It's also important that it's always in accordance with international law. But this specific issue is for the United States and Pakistan to address. Okay, thank you very much indeed.